Hi friends, hope you're doing well. I'm Dr. Milind. So I am releasing this video immediately after one video that I had released earlier today. But I wanted to address one more very important question that a lot of students are facing while attempting this NEET PG 2023. And that question is how many questions to attempt in this exam? Because as I have said, there is no set number that you have to cross and your seat will be secured. It's not like if you score like let's say 160 plus or 170 plus, then you'll sure shot get your seat. It depends on how your competitors are going to perform. So depending on that, you will be placed as per the percentiles and you will get your rank. So the total number of questions that are supposed to be are 200. And we all know that the marking scheme is 4 plus for the correct response and one mark will be deducted for the incorrect response. Now, whenever, as I have said, there is a lot of, when I was preparing for my PG entrance examination, I realized it's not only about studying, but the toppers do some, I mean, most of them, they do a lot of planning as well, because sometimes it's not enough to just do the hard work. You have to be smart as well, because your competitors are going to be very smart people. So what the previous exams tells us, so I have released very detailed video regarding this information, so I'll just briefly give you an idea, so whatever I'm saying, it will make sense. So what previous exams actually tell us that if let's say the number of I have just taken these numbers, the number of attempted questions. So this is just a figure that I have derived from the like NB board they had released the results and they had shown the marks and the rank. So depending on that, I had just did some calculations. So let's say rank one attempted 196 question. So to get the score of 714, which was released by NB, you must have got around 182 plus correct if we have attempted 196 question. If we have attempt, there will be a lot of permutations and combinations if we take the less number of attempt. But this table is just to give you an idea about how it works. So the student who have attempted let's say 192 questions, and if he got 168 correct, the score of 643, and that will place him in the rank of 528. So if I have to say that, if I have to recommend students that let's see how many corrects we should get to get a decent rank in a decent seat, a decent seat at a decent place. So what I will say that our target should be somewhere between 150 to 165 correct. So we should have this number of correct responses. So if you get more than 150 correct, so you will be placed somewhere around 8,000 rank. Now, if you are someone who has a question of state quota, I think 150, 160 will also be a good number of correct for you, because around 30,000 rank in state will also fetch you a good seat. So having said that, the number of correct question that we are going to target is somewhere between 150 to 165 correct. So I will say that this is the figure that I have made up, and this the correct score and rank. This information was given by the NBA board. I have just assumed that this number of questions student might have attempted. Now, the one message that I would like to tell you that this table tells us that we have to get correct more than 140 or 160. So in any scenario, do not attempt less than 170 in any case. Actually, it will put you out of the competition if you do that, because if you're very sure that you know about your correct response, then you can do that. But most of your competitors will be taking chances, so you will have to do. So what I will advise, so you modify your strategy during exam. Whatever I'm telling you, you just think about it, and whenever you're attempting your question paper, just put this on the back of your mind, so it will help you deciding that how many questions you are going to attempt. What I used to do during my exam day, and see, sometimes it's not possible because NB they behave very weirdly. Sometimes they will give pen and they will allow you to use the backside of your admit card. Sometimes they will not give you the pen. But the time when they used to give us the pen, I used to calculate the correct response. Like whenever I'm sure that okay, this question I'm 100%, I'm sure that my response is correct. I used to calculate like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will just keep calculating whenever I'm sure that I'm sure about this question. I'll just keep adding one strike, and then at the like when I have like 30 minutes left, I'll just calculate how many sure shot I have got. This is the one method. I'm not saying that if they don't provide you pen, then this will be difficult. But if you are sure that you are about to get around 130 correct, let's say sure shot, you are sure that 130 questions are correct, then I would advise to attempt around 185 to 190. So suppose if you get 130, you're sure shot, you're 100% sure that these 130 questions are correct. So there will be around still 5 to 10 questions from this 130. You think that you are correct, but they might be wrong, because sometimes some clinical questions can be confusing. So let's say you get 120 correct. Now out of remaining 70 responses, that you are around 60, or if you attempt 190, so you have 160 responses. So even if you get, let's say here you get 125 correct out of 130, plus out of these remaining 60 questions, even if you get 20 to 25 correct, I'm talking about the worst scenario. Like out of 60, I'm not even taking half. I'm saying like let's say 20 to 25 responses you get correct. So that will place you somewhere 140 to 150 correct responses, and which I have shown in the previous table. So this will put you in a decent rank group. Now, if you're someone who did not perform as per your expectations, and maybe you are not sure about a lot of questions, somewhere like 110, 120, then I will say that you cannot take chances in a lot of questions, because what I have seen, that whenever you try to just try to do the guesswork, you'll get a lot of incorrect answers, because especially clinical scenarios, sometimes they are very confusing. So I'll say keep your limit, your responses limited to 175 to 185. And if it is less than 110, then I'll say 175 to 180 is a good number, because if you're not sure about a lot of questions, then there is no point in doing a guesswork in lots and lots of questions, because you must be feeling, so there is only difference of 15 to 20 questions here, so why should not I go fully? But definitely these 10 questions, even if you get 10 more wrong, this will further take your rank down. And why does it affect? Why I'm saying this is, if you look at this rank list, see from here 160 to 165, you have like only three number of questions that were done additionally correct by the five, the person who is at rank 5 is only three. But if you look at here, how the rank change. So here between 143 to 155. So the difference is only 10 marks, 10 questions which he did wrong. But you can see the rank change from 5,000 to 13,000. So nearly 8,000, rank shifted by 8,000 with just 10 questions of the difference of 10 questions. So as you go lower down the order, as you go lower down with your responses, like the number of less, I mean, if you go down the lower on the rank list, you will realize the number of questions, the incorrect response will hurt you more than in the top rank. If you're someone who is like not, who is not agreeing with my explanation, and like, so just tell us the number what you feel. I feel that ideal number is 185 plus minus 5 in all scenarios. That is the number you should keep in mind. Now I'll just talk briefly about few exam tips. First, whenever you enter the hall, when you are in front of your computer, don't try to remember things out of the air. It will add to your anxiety and panic. Sit back and relax. There will be question with the options, so you don't have to fill in the blanks. Don't just too fast. When I wrote my exam, my first 20 questions were very difficult. I i was thinking that this exam will be very tough, but trust me, remaining 180 questions were very easy for me. And then I realized, this is what happens. Even if the exam starts on a easy mode or a difficult mode, keep the focus throughout the exam. All 200 questions are important. Don't waste too much time on individual questions. See, if you are not able to click answer, or if you're not able to crack answer of any question, don't waste time beyond certain limit. Like 1 2 minutes is enough for all the questions. Just assess and move on. You can mark it and you can come back later. Talking about the marking for you, don't also do do the too much. I have seen a lot of students, I have received the mail from them after exam that, sir, we some of them have marked all the questions for you, and at the end they panic. Also read instructions well before exam. Like when you start writing your exam, a lot of students, they write me, sir, will it be calculated for in during my assessment of my marks? See, nobody knows, because you are the one who have written the exam. NB keeps changing their rules. So before you start your exam, you have 15 minutes to read the instructions. So go through the instructions prior to your exam. Clinical questions compromises the most of the paper. So read them well. Every word is a clue, and use a rule out technique when you attempt the clinical question, because you have to. It's sometimes difficult to find the right answer, but it's easy to rule out the wrong options and use that technique. Every detail is important when we talk about clinical questions. Don't change answer in the end. Most of the students say, sir, I have change it from correct to wrong. That happens because the brain that you use during the initial part is, there is a well thought process that went. In the end, you are just panicking and changing the answer. If you feel paper is tough, remember it's for everyone. It's not, they have not curated a different paper for you. Trust me, you have got this. I wish you all the best. And I have definitely blocked interview dates for all of you. I know you are going to get a great result, and we will share your success stories with all our fellow aspirants. So I wish you all the best and take care.